Welcome guys to another episode. So today I'm actually on a recon mission. So I often do this, go off scouting, looking for cool spots to film episodes, to camp, that type of thing. I don't usually film them because most of the time they're not successful, so I don't usually film them. So the reason I'm filming this episode is because we've got some big announcements to make for the channel. But before we get to that, we're going to wait for these coals to heat up. I'm just making some breakfast and I'll just roll the clips from this morning. How about this for a camp spot? This is why we do it. So the BBA channel's been running for a few years now, but me and the butler, we've always done this kind of stuff anyway. We're away, we're doing stuff most weekends, put it that way. We don't film everything, we only film a fraction of it, to be honest. But it does take us away from the family quite a lot, and we obviously have other people in our family. So I've got a daughter, I've got a wife, so we spend quite a bit of time away from those guys because they don't like camping. So camping's not for everybody, we acknowledge that. So obviously with us out and about most weekends, so filming BBA episodes, doing our own thing, that does have an impact on the family, and the girls miss out on so much because we're not around every weekend. So they do like the outdoor stuff, they like getting out and about, they just don't like the camping, which is not that unusual. So there's probably other people that watch our videos that also sort of have that issue where other family members or their partners are not into the camping and they love it. So to get around this issue, we've actually gone out and bought ourselves a caravan. So I don't know anything about caravans, I'm a complete novice. What that doesn't mean is that we're going to introduce caravans to the BBA channel. So the BBA channel is not about caravanning and luxury camping, it's about this kind of thing. It's about getting out in the bush, enjoying sort of the outdoors, sort of the minimalistic type stuff. So the BBA channel is not going to disappear, but what we're not going to do is include the caravan trips in the BBA videos. And there's a couple of reasons for that. The first being that our channel is already broad enough, okay? So we do struggle with the algorithms because we're very broad. We're into our boat camping, we're into our kayaking, just normal camping, four-wheel driving. We've got a very broad channel, which is why it's not a very big channel, which is why we struggle with our subscriptions. But as we've said in previous videos, we're not doing it for that reason. If we really wanted to build a YouTube channel, then we would need to be much more specific. So just do camping, just do four-wheel driving, just do boat camping, whatever it might be. And we're not going to do that because that's not That's not why we make our videos. We like doing all of this stuff, so that's not going to change. But if we add another element into that with caravanning, that's just going to throw the algorithms out completely. So that's one of the reasons why we're not going to include it. The other reason is that this channel is not about that type of thing. So caravan, it's going to be quite luxurious. It's quite a big caravan. It's a new one. And our channel's just not about that. It's to do with being in the outdoors and sort of doing it much more basic. So it's not really relative to this channel. However, because I like making videos and I am interested in learning how to do caravanning. I'm a complete novice, as I've said. We're going to start a sister channel, which is just to do the family trips with the caravanning, which most people on this channel are probably not going to be interested in that. So that's the other reason why we're not going to include it in BBA. So at the moment, all we've done is order the caravan. We don't have a YouTube name. We don't have anything like that at the moment. So in terms of the future of BBA, it's really just going to continue as is. So our sort of the intent or the mission statement, I suppose, behind BBA is just to give ideas for trips, what we think most people can do. So we're not those hardcore YouTubers like the ones I'm following at the moment, which is incredible, is Coffee Break, where they've got a 5.5 metre boat, so a bit bigger than ours, and they're going from Tweed Heads, so the Gold Coast, all the way around the top end, all in croc country up to Broome, which is an epic hardcore trip, very remote, full of crocodiles, that type of thing on their own. So we're not intending to ever do anything like that. That's not what we're about. What we're about is what we think are doable trips, which most people could do, like the Cape York trip that we did last year. Most people could do a Cape York trip. It's not that much of a big deal. So BBA is just about getting out there, doing things what we think most people could get up to. So that's not going to change. So if most of the people that watch this channel are not really going to be interested in a caravan channel, you're probably wondering why I'm even talking about this and why this is even, you know, a big announcement for this channel. And there is a reason for that, and the reason is because we've got this new caravan, we're also going to need a new tow car. So that's the link between the new caravan channel and BBA. We've actually got a car on order as well, because the Prado unfortunately is only got a 2.5 ton towing capacity, petrol. It struggles enough just with the boat, so we needed a new tow vehicle, which hence the reason for this episode really is you're also going to see a new vehicle in BBA as well, which is actually going to be the link between the two channels. It's going to cross over. So I'm not going to reveal what that car is in this episode. You'll have to wait for the next episode to find out what car we've got, but we've got exciting things coming. How's those coals doing? They're getting there. They're not quite there yet. So we've got some breakfast to cook up. And yeah, what an epic spot this is. So this was actually a successful recon scout trip. Normally they're not. Normally which is why I don't film them. But the point of this episode was really just to talk about the new channel that's coming, plus the new car that's coming. But yeah, what a cracking spot this is. So the kayak's just over there. We can definitely can't even speak right. We can definitely get a tent just in this flat area, or reasonably flat area. We're nice and protected, and then we've got this awesome rock, big boulder here that we can sort of fish from, which actually I am going to get the rod in while I'm waiting for the coals. So look, try and do a bit of fishing, and yeah, I'll be back for a bit more. Oh, you pissant. Oh, I had a big flathead then, it's just broken off. That's annoying. Let's see how those coals are doing. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Not quite ready yet, but looking pretty good. So this is another recipe courtesy of TikTok that I saw. Good old TikTok. And this little stove is courtesy of my friend Athi, so thanks Athi. This came from South Korea and it's all, I haven't used it yet, but it's pretty awesome. Let's have a quick look at that. I'll do it on the other phone. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So just a little aluminium, lightweight, perfect for the coals. Right, so what are we having today then? So I've got some puff pastry in here. I'm actually just making like a sausage roll type thing, which again, like I said, courtesy of, this is not, I didn't make this up, this is courtesy of TikTok. Some puff pastry. Just got some cocktail sausages or some hot dog, you know, like the tinned ones, some cheese and some ketchup. Sounds marvellous. So just some cheese slices, like a cheese dog thing really. Yeah, so just these cocktail franks, lovely. I reckon they'll be alright for this though. Oh, they're really small. They're really, really small. Probably I should have, you can get the longer ones, I probably should have got the longer ones, look, they're really small. They're not very big, look. They'll be alright. Yum. Now I'm kind of making this up now. I didn't watch them do it, I just saw the... Actually it wasn't on TikTok, it was on Facebook or something. I just saw it after it was finished. Probably got a bit too much pastry there. Yeah, I think we did. I might get rid of that. There she is. Hot dog. Get the hot dog on there. Uh-oh. It's sticking. Uh-oh, this is not good. It sounded like a good idea. I'm not convinced now. Uh-oh. This is disastrous. This is absolutely disastrous. Oh no. Everything's going wrong. Yeah, I think it's meant for the oven, not a grill. Not a really hot grill like this. Alright, this is not going to work. It sounded like a fantastic idea, but I don't think it is. It doesn't always go to plan. And this is one of those where it's definitely not going to plan. Oh. I may go hungry today. Yeah, this is not working. Look at this. Yeah. Look at it now. I should have filmed me turning it over. Look at the disaster that is now. So I think we're just going to have a barbecue plate of mess, I think, for breakfast this morning. So the food looks abysmal, but I think the stove's amazing. I'll definitely be using this little stove again, but not to cook sausage rolls. Which, thinking about it, when do you ever cook sausage rolls on coals? You don't. You cook them in an oven. So it's very ambitious, I think, this one. I didn't really think about this one. Oh my good God. It's a pretty remote spot where I am. Like the water depth is really shallow. I had to walk a couple of spots, so I don't think there are oyster farms. So other than oyster boats, because they're those really sort of long and wide things that only sit in a few inches of water, I don't think you're going to get much boat traffic up here. So the only way, I wouldn't even want to bring turbo up here, it's too shallow. So It's a nice remote spot that I think, other than the oyster fishermen, you're only really going to get kayakers up here, so it's good. So definitely you'll see this joint again in another episode for sure. And in the next time I'm here, I probably won't be making sausage rolls. Look at, how about that for a sausage roll? The finished product, sausage rolls. I've had to empty the coals out because it was just too hot. I'll be putting those out shortly, but let's just tuck into it. Right, so I'm going to be completely honest now, like I always am with this stuff. Sausage roll, here we go. BBA style. It's actually good. It's actually really good. It looks awful. It doesn't look like you'd sort of traditional sausage roll. Anyway, I'm going to finish my beautiful breakfast. Thanks for tuning in. And then if you tune into the next episode, you'll see the new car. Thanks for watching. See you then.